German military officers contemplating the English Channel. Getty Images. For more than 1,000 years, the tribes of Europe have stared into the gunmetal great chop of the English Channel and thought of conquest. "We have 6 centuries of insults to avenge," said Napoleon. "I was just there, on the same spring week when the great bedraggled scraps of the French and British armies were cornered for slaughter by the Nazi war machine 77 years ago." Perhaps many people did not know, as Donald Trump says about obvious things that he just learned about, that the miracle of the Dunkirk evacuation continues to prompt one of the great historical what-ifs of all time. Alternative history is all the rage now. One television series imagines a United States under German and Japanese rule, The Man in the High Castle. Another series in development at HBO will ask us to envision an equally horrid new world, the slave-holding Confederacy continuing to the present day. Both scenarios are preposterous. But the question of whether the swastika could have flown over the Thames is much more than Hollywood fiction. Thanks to the film, Dunkirk, an improbably intimate look at what Winston Churchill called a colossal military disaster, minds otherwise gone soft by the heartless current governing policies of the United States can turn to a day when bigger minds guided Western democracies. Aside from slighting the French, the film is an energy drink of speculative fuel. Between May 26 and June 4, 1940, the British were able to evacuate more than 330,000 Allied troops from the French beach at Dunkirk, aided considerably by a flotilla of fishing boats, pleasure craft and other small ships. They had been routed. Those who remained were sitting ducks for a fatal blow. Home, as the soldiers who queued up in the sand while the Nazis shelled and strafed them, was almost close enough to touch. By the close of summer of 1940, most of Western Europe was under German control or that of puppet states. Would England fall as well, and usher in a Nazi empire, with its horrific Jewish genocide, that might have lasted well beyond the war's end in 1945? The first big question is, why didn't the Germans finish off the stranded forces of good? Shockingly, one day before the evacuation, the Blitzkrieg took a break. Historians say German troops needed rest, and wanted to consolidate their forces for a final push of the Allies into the sea. Plus, there was concern about tanks getting bogged down, and the weather was less than ideal for aerial bombing. And the French, still ridiculed for letting Paris fall in barely a month's time, heroically held back the Germans for a few days at the Dunkirk perimeter. They may have saved upward of 100,000 lives with their rearguard action. Later, a German commander,